Hello everyone, this is part 2 of the Hackaton video. In this part you're going to see how the teams are building their innovative boxes. You're also going to see their presentations in front of the judges, and then the judges will decide who the winner is. And the prize for the winners is a trip to Amsterdam for the whole team. So enjoy!
Come here and women.
So today we are making a GHC box in Hyneman Center. As you can see, we glued both of the sides and we added a tempered glass to here. And we're gonna make an awesome thing. We're gonna add an LED and a Hyneman sculpture. So it will be amazing. Just wait and see. Just wait and see.
So what is your project?
It's a box and it turns around and you can make it into a shelf and shit.
So
it's all kinds of things. It forms a shape called rhombidodecaedri or something like that. Yeah, it's like 12 sides.
It's breaking apart already.
You have one more.
No, only we need one.
Only one? Does it put in between? Why in the top? Put it in between.
Yeah, we will make one of it.
So, what's the case of your box? What is it going to be?
It's a folding box.
The what, sorry?
It's a folding box.
A folding box.
It's supposed to be airtight, but that's pretty much hopeless.
Just a heads up. The next part of the video is going to be all 6 presentations, so it is going to be pretty long. So if you don't want to skip it and just go straight to finding out who the winner is, you can go to this minute right here. Thank you.
So hey everyone, I think we are ready to begin. So can I have your attention please? Thank you. Nice to see so many people here. This is the prototype reveal event. So the ending ceremony of the Hyneman Hackathon. We are expecting to see many different solutions, innovative ideas, and so we have 6 teams presenting their work they have done during this week. We have here 3 judges. Do you want to present yourselves, or am I introducing you?
Markku Kavalko. Jamie. Hi everyone, my name is Sachinta from the doctoral school.
Hello Raihan, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Looks like the summer is here early this year, and judging from the background, it looks like it is indeed a bit early.
Yeah. for the winter we haven't gone out since like last summer finishing. So,
shall we go for a camping trip or a small camping trip due to the summer?
yeah, of course, why not?
But hey, there's a problem. I just realized that we don't have a stove, neither do we have a cold storage to store like cold drinks, ice cream and stuff. Neither do we have anything to cook or a storage unit or anything. Do you have a solution for that?
Wait. You don't know that we just made a black box in the Jimmy Hackathon. Man,
Really?
need to show.
But are you sure it has everything that I just mentioned?
Just wait.
My bad.
So look, first we have a stove, and then we have many things. Like we can store our food here, and there it.
All right, and it offers. It seems like it offers a water cylinder, storage unit, and okay, it seems interesting. Okay, that is indeed really good. Okay. Right. So, is it okay if I can test this out?
Don't be scared. We have the safety. Yeah.
Do you have
we
fire extinguishers?
We do. Yeah, we have. It's all in one option.
Okay, we have fire extinguishers. That's good. Okay, I just test the stuff. It works. Okay, so I'll just heat this, and let's see. I'm quite thirsty as well. Is it possible that we have some drinks anywhere, like, or do we have cold drinks?
Why you don't just shake it, man? You are too much lazy.
Oh, there seems like there is Red Bull here. Can I have one, please?
No.
Come on.
No. You know there is someone who deserves much more better. Can we have a round of applause for our organizers? For you. And there is another one for you. Yeah.
I was thinking of making omelets. How many do you think we should make?
That's the interesting question. 1, 2, 3. Maybe one. Just take one.
Just one? So why were you counting? Can we get a -1 for his overacting drama, please? Right, so while we're going through this process, I will go through the boring stuff, and if you just move on to the next slide. So I was thinking of some potential additions to this box, since we already know that we had less time, and in the interview, the one who picked us, they were like, you have limited time, we don't expect a final product from you, so this is what we came up. So while I couldn't sleep last night, I was thinking of potential additions, and I thought that any ideas outside the box
could be fit in. Oh no, that's bad. Anyways, any ideas outside the box could definitely fit inside the box. Perhaps an option to make coffee, because we are in Finland, and if you're in Finland and you don't drink coffee, what's the point of being in Finland, right? But then, thinking of some exact proper ideas, we could probably make this a scalable box, meaning that's a small box that could fit maybe an average hatchback car or something. But for example, if you're in USA, where you would know better than me that they have big cars like F-150 Raptors or those Chevrolet pickup trucks, and they're fans of barbecue as well. So we could make it scalable size, meaning that if we were to sell this product, we could make it much bigger, and it could have much more other features like a battery to charge your phones or your anything like whatever you need, or it could also have a solar panel that would charge the battery using inverter. Okay. So let's go back to summer. Yay, let's go. Right, so the next thing is,
that's $1 million question. Who will get this big protein 1 egg meal?
I think, in my opinion, it shouldn't go to anyone. My bad, the egg is not going as it is planned. But anyways, so I think the egg should go to none other than our chief guest, Mr. Jamie. Can we get a round of applause for him?
sucking up the judges.
I mean, that was the plan, to be honest. There is water here, but is it possible that we have some water there as well?
Of course.
Okay, we have water cylinder here that pours out water. Let's go. There you go. Then you get 2 more for the 2 other judges, so they give us points as well. Please. We need points from everyone. But yeah, if that is done, that's how does it look, taste? Salt. The final test.
Move on.
That's good. All right. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And if you guys have any questions, I hope not, but if you guys have any questions or feedback, then please shoot us with them. Not sure why the mic stopped working, but yeah, you guys need mic, but I'm not sure how can we. Hello, it doesn't work. I don't know if you guys need mic. You can try it. But that's our presentation. If you can try the mic now.
But yeah, we need to wrap up the things, man. And we have to plan for our tribal trip at Amsterdam as well.
Yep, we'll start planning for that.
Yeah, thank you. Let's do it. Let's give you a round of applause. Yeah, so judges, what are your thoughts of this useful box, some could say? Maybe you should turn it around a bit so everyone can see what's in the other side.
Oh, I forgot to mention there are legs as well, so meaning that we can pick this up and fold the legs so it's in a higher height. Because I'm quite short compared to average males, so that's why. Prove it. Unfortunately, we can do it. Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Come on, do it. Drop it. There we go. That's your proof. We don't just bullshit around here.
And this is like an extended table, so you can put your stuff over here while you're working. You can use this as a cutting board. We need sturdy with the final design.
But yeah, for now, let's just wrap it up. And let's go for Amsterdam.
And you just.
Ah, okay.
I'm happy we didn't need the fire extinguisher.
I mean, it's kind of messy inside.
Yeah. One of the ideas is to have a drawer over here, so you don't have to bend over to get the stuff.
Well, this is definitely a box that is more than just a box.
Box inside the box.
And box inside a box. Well, box on wheels, box on legs, box with a frying pan. Very nice. Little practice maybe with woodworking, and you know.
It's our first idea. Woodworking project.
Well, it's it's a university. You're supposed to learn, right? So that's a work in progress. Yeah, very creative. Full marks for style and presentation. Makes up for So yeah, I get it. Good job. You guys want to have a look?
Yeah, one thing here is that people like the moment of unboxing. And when you are at the campsite or whatever by the beach and you start to open thing, you will have the audience around, and that's the thing. It's very interesting to look what you have there.
And my idea of the project is like you just have to open this and it's unboxed.
Yeah.
So you go straight to the fun part of the picnic.
Yeah.
No need to do anything else.
Yeah. So good work.
And the eggs were quite good, actually.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the presentation. I think it was a very well done presentation, well prepared. Did you all practice several times?
At 2 a.m.
It's a secret,
and I think the ergonomics of the box were well thought of. You even have the option to raise the height of the box. Multifunction, good. My only, I would say, maybe the actual look of the box could be maybe improved, maybe with the painting.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess if you had more time, you would have fixed that too. But
That was the issue.
But overall, very good job.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Okay, welcome to my box talk. Quite a few of you might have been thinking lately about boxes and what is a box. And we had a kind of a slow start with this. We were thinking, build a box, build a box, build a box. What is a box? What can be a box? And eventually we kind of got frustrated and we concluded that anything can be a box. Computer can be a box. It just has something inside it. It has functions. University, it can be a box. It just functions in a box. So there is no limit. If it's a physical thing, it can be a box. So we were like, if you have to build a box and you decide to build whatever, it's not maybe to the point. So we were trying to converge to the idea, what is a box and how can we make a box that's more box than a box. So what we came up with is the OmniCube. And the OmniCube is our view and approach to the issue of being a box while being more than a box. And yeah, we have the view itself.
All right. So we started the design process by creating these mock-ups, and this is our first mock-up out of cardboard and paper. And we just fiddled around with it, and we came up with so many ideas, different things you could do. You could open these pyramids to make boxes, and you can put it on a wall and stuff. And yeah, that's it. We can show you some of the functions, and then we have some pictures as well of the functions, because there's so many. Like, you can make so many different shapes out of it that we couldn't even come up with all of them for this presentation. So what it does, it folds. It can be a cube, or then it folds. It folds upside down to make a rhombic dodecahedron, which is 12 sides, and yeah, then it can function as a box as well while it's in this shape. You can and you know, you can put it, it's still like, you can lay it flat on its side. It opens. It has pretty shitty magnets, so right now, but we couldn't find any better in the store. So yeah, and you can put it like so on a stand or whatever. Then we also have, because we talked about the, I said something about the opening of these pyramids, and we didn't have enough time to make them all open, so we made one of them open, if I can find which one it is. But yeah, we have a picture of that there, I think, somewhere. Yeah, this. So you can put stuff in it, and yeah, then you can also lay it on its lay it flat and put it on a wall and to act as a shelf. And then you have little pockets there where you can put stuff.
A lot of boxes.
A lot of boxes. And yeah.
Yeah, and a few words about how we built it. As you can see, this is made out of exactly the same modules, so it's a very modular design. But the challenge is that you need to make these all of the parts consistent. So the method we chose with the time frame we had was laser cutting, and Antti here was responsible of sanding the correct angles, and in my opinion he nailed it pretty well. These are 45 and we calculated 60 degrees inside the pyramids. What else? We decided to use magnets, so to achieve a clean look. this is also I think the smallest box in here, because we didn't know where they will end up, so we didn't want to make anything that we just throw away after this competition. So I believe this would fit quite well in my apartment. And
when is it on your tabletop?
yeah, and we also thought about the marketability. This is something you could buy from IKEA, and the possibilities are pretty much endless. The customer decides how he wants to use it. Like, is it like this? Is it a box? Is it some sort of shelf? Possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
And one nice thing is that we used pretty much recycled materials. This is cost effective. Depends how you calculate it. It's around 50 euros. And the material we used in the hinges is from window shades, curtains we just found laying around.
Yep.
So sustainable.
Yeah, and the challenge here was that because we wanted it to look pretty as well, and wanted all of the, you have to be pretty precise with the measurements for it to fold the correct way. So we had to come up with some creative solutions, like for example putting the magnets inside the wood and being very precise with the like engraving or whatever you call it when you make a hole and put something in it, but yeah.
Does anyone have anything to add?
Not at this point. Thank you.
Now, time for the questions.
What? Testing. Hold it down. Yeah, there we go. Testing. It doesn't work. Okay.
That one.
This works.
Okay. So, craftsmanship high, ingenuity high. It's beautiful. It's a really clever design. This is. I think this is kind of. We'll see what the other competitors come up with, but this exemplifies the kind of thing that we want to see from this experiment. You know, as you might have picked up, this whole thing sort of starts with some sarcasm about, this challenge, make a box, right? So excited. Testing.
The other one.
Testing.
No.
So, well, anyway, you can. What's happening? You can all hear me. So, yeah, this concept of a box, this almost gets philosophical in what they've done here with this is a box that converts into something else, and it's like, what's the inside, what's the outside of the box, what can it's all very confusing but beautiful at the same time. So it's an elegant, creative solution. Again, think about, well, so the challenge is build a box, and like, really? This is like.
I mean, it has a box inside.
Yeah,
it's about 8 boxes or something.
It's absolutely beautiful. So I don't have any criticism. All the marks are high. Good job.
Thank you.
There is something that came into my mind when I first saw the round, kind of very simple box. I could see that standing on the pole, and the scene being Indiana Jones and the alien box, and kind of opening up to different dimensions. So, good work.
Thank you.
once again, like Jamie and Marco mentioned, very good points on the workmanship, and it's impressive how you all got everything to be very uniform and how everything fits together well. And the fact that when I was looking at like initially when Antti was coming inside with the square box, I was wondering, okay, interesting. And then when you all started unfolding into like something else, I was like, okay, that's very cool. And I'd like to also say there's some element of artistry going into it. Like James said, I think the better word is also philosophical. It's one color when it's one way, and you have like a completely different color when you turn it to a different shape. And the fact that you all have those plywood grains going across. I don't know whether it was by accident, but I also think it looks very nice. Yeah, but good job.
Does it have a name?
Omnicube.
Omnicube.
Yeah. Alexis can maybe explain the name.
Yeah, it's like omni powerful or something like it's like monikuutio.
Yeah.
Does it exist in like shops already? This kind of thing.
We didn't Google.
we didn't. We don't know. We came up with it.
Have you ever seen a box like that?
I mean, the geometrical shape itself, it's rather distinct, and it has a name and everything. It's not, you know, geometry is pretty much an ancient thing, so nothing new on that side. But.
All right, big applause for the speakers.
All right, welcome everyone to the presentation of LPR Dynamics. Definitely not a name taken from Boston Dynamics or General Dynamics, as you may find out. So, our box may probably not be as practical or aesthetic looking like, well, the masterpieces we just saw. But think about it. Does a box really need to have practicality or the aesthetics? I mean, yo-yos aren't really aesthetic, they're just a circle, yet are fun, and so are many other things in life. So, as you can see, although kinda ugly, if we're being honest, its results may shock you.
Yeah, so now let's talk about how goes the mechanism inside the box. Well, it's a state-of-art electrical engineering genius thing going on inside. Not really want to bore you people discussing all that, few wires, shouldering, blah blah blah, high level. Well, let me explain this into practicality, right? Otto, can I have you as a...
Yeah. Sorry, let's not forget the name of the box. It's called the JZ.
JZ, yeah. So Otto, there inside this box you can see two switches.
Yes.
Would you like to turn on one of those switches?
Of course.
Feel free to choose.
Okay.
Wow, we have lights.
Oh wow, we have lights inside the box. That's very useful. Nothing could be more useful than that, right? Now Otto, can you turn off the switch that you... Can you turn on the other switch that there was? Oh my god. What? Can we show it to the audience, please?
Of course.
Well, this box might not fry eggs, but it will probably fry you.
Or the little Jamie.
Yeah. So this is the mechanism of it.
All right, so again, not very practical, but we have our Jamie Hyneman figure inside, hence the name JZ, as you might call it. And well, it's a nice aesthetic piece that you can also put on your shelf in your bedroom. And well, with that little bit of functionality of being able to zap people.
Yeah. You ended up Palion house cup. All right, so that was it. Yeah.
Is it like a taser?
It is.
If you want to touch it.
I'm asking, am I going to die if I touch it?
Do we have a brave soul in the audience who wants to do a better demonstration?
Okay, so do the judges have any questions or comments?
High marks for the presentation and the certain lethal potential out of the box. It's, I suppose, symbolic of you know, going to prison right before you executed or something like that, and I guess that would be me. It's fun, and you know, I suppose we could do a little work on the craftsmanship, but you know, that's made up for by the creativity and sort of fun. You know, you get high marks for fun. Yeah, good. I like it. Good job. Of course, it has me in it, so.
Yeah, probably extra points for that.
and for using all the machines and stuff in the wood shop for nearly the first time for pretty much all of us. So that was a good learning experience.
Absolutely. So, yeah. Guys?
Yeah, it's definitely fun. It's something that can be and should be on display. It has a direction, and it's kind of stage where things happen.
Yeah.
And you cannot avoid smiling when seeing that one. And that kind of things are actually very crucial also when we are doing kind of innovating stuff, that not to be too serious about. When you are not too serious, you invent new kind of things. And that kind of stuff are always, and quite many times, the next step for something else. So, good work, very, very funny.
I might throw something in. Sorry to interrupt. If you want to leave that in the JHC after this, you might put a motion sensor on it, which would
yeah,
somebody coming.
You'll be forever remembered in the JHC.
Or if someone breaks the lathe machine again, then they have to stick their.
Sorry.
So once again, thank you for the presentation. I like the fact that the presentation was short, but it was very to the point, and you all kept the crowd entertained and involved.
Yeah, big people don't really need the screens.
No. The product does the talking.
Or does happen.
So and very entertaining the fact that you all managed to create art and integrated some electronics into it.
Anyone in the judges want to try this?
Let's give it a try.
You have to choose the right switch.
You just have to choose the right switch. You don't know, so just guess. It's on your luck.
Let's see what ought to do it.
All right. It was nice to meet you.
Yeah, so now you're blessed by Zeus.
That's cool.
All right, and you all used various materials in the box.
Yeah.
Polycarbonate and plywood and all right.
Yeah.
Different materials.
Pretty paint.
You wanna try this?
Okay, I just watch.
All right, so this was it. Thank you very much, everyone.
So, you have already seen nice angles cut at a 45. This is not that. These angles are kind of rough, but our product is more about function. So, right now what you see, it is not a box. This is something designed to go into your apartment if you're a hobbyist or something like that. And now my friends will show you how it folds into something useful. So, does any of you have a 3D printer? Or maybe you do some painting, figures or something like that. So we have made like a small dust workstation or paint booth. It has a carbon filter, so it can filter out negative fumes from 3D printing. It can also, with this you're able to paint inside your apartment without like making your landlord angry and such. We have a filter for it. Can you put it on? If you have ever heard about sandblasting and sandblasting cabinets, this is pretty much the same thing. But what makes our product different? This might be the only one that's foldable. And it's quite versatile. You can use it for pretty much anything that makes a mess. And even though our cuts are not clean, we have seals and it does actually work. It creates a vacuum inside once you attach a vacuum mirror on this filter. Right now, it doesn't have a hole for access air to go inside, as it was mainly made for a paint booth and what is it? Korvausilma. Extra air coming inside is coming from the paint gun. So it's not pretty. It's not made to be pretty. It's made to be functional and pretty much allow you to make more stuff. Pretty much useless because we have JHC, UHG, but if you want to make stuff at home, it's great for that. And we made a thing that we actually want to use ourselves, or thing that we would buy ourselves. The gloves, not perfect, but they do the thing. If we could have more time, maybe search different materials to use for the gloves and such. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We don't have a vacuum right here to show it actually working, but it does work. The steel was cheaper than plywood. That's why we chose it, because we wanted it to house two Ender-free printers inside, side by side. So that's what was like the measurement for size. And yeah, don't know really what else to say about it. The pieces, wood pieces, were quite large, so we had to create different jigs to hold them still while cutting. And the angles, there was a lot of drilling involved and a lot of cutting, and there was a lot of miscommunication among our group as well. We had a great SolidWorks model, and also typical SolidWorks. It didn't work when we came to JHC, or the actual app didn't work because licensing issues, but we still managed to make it in time. And yeah, it's great. I don't know if you want to keep it, Lutes, but we will take it gladly. I could use this. That's pretty much it. I don't think I can say anything more about it. Just, do you have anything more to say?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a pre-production prototype. Definitely needs a few iterations to actually be a decent product, but we like the concept.
Yeah. Little holes there, but vacuum closes. Yeah, I think that's it.
I like it. You can do all that, and you could even, keep your kid brother in there. Surprisingly enough, I would have used something like that. My shop, many have seen it. It's not that much different than the JHC in terms of there's not a lot of excess space in there, and I bought a sandblasting cabinet, and it wasn't also typically used for spray painting, but having something that folds up like that is reasonable, because these things, you don't use them all the time. It's like you got a rusty part or something, you put it in there, you sandblast it, or your 3D, you might use your 3D printer all the time, it's a little bit maybe awkward for that. The 3D print and the 3D printers, well, they do make fumes. I guess they tend to, like the ones that we have at JHC, they go through filters. It takes out some of it ideally.
There's one filter exactly for that, but when you have only one room that you're living in student conditions, and it gets really hard to do homework and breathe in plastic fumes.
Yeah.
But yeah, we made it so that only the door opens by itself, so it could actually be used for the 3D printing stuff. A little dangling hands on the way, but
yeah, I get it, and so it totally makes sense. I'm also pleased, frankly, that I see that making something that's neat using these tools, even though it can be done, it's tricky, isn't it? Getting all those angles to line up.
Yeah.
And so that's part of this exercise of, like, it's just a box, how hard can it be? But then you get into it, and it takes a lot of skill to do, a lot of skill and experience with those kinds of tools to do a professional job. And so your construction techniques could use some work, but the idea is solid. It's utilitarian and a reasonable, sensible thing to attempt. So I like it. Good job.
Thank you.
People who have been building this kind of boxes for their student apartments, for 3D printers and different kind of stuff. So actually it's a splendid idea. And in that kind of thing, when it's due, it will do the job. It doesn't have to be shiny and polished and all the angles and stuff and kind of thing. It will do the job. So it's precisely like that. If you need to that kind of thing, you don't have to go and pay a lot of money. You can do that kind of thing, and you can lend it to your friend of yours. They can use for several purposes. So actually, it's not a prototype anymore. It's a functioning thing.
Yeah.
So good work.
And actually, the thing is, we couldn't find one that is foldable that you could buy, and pretty much like the usability of it in an apartment where you can fold it and throw it under your bed.
Yeah.
That was like the main driving idea. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I like it very much.
I think once again it was mentioned that I think it's very nice that you are trying to solve practical problems using this. And the problems are even personal in this regard, so I guess you have put a lot of heart into making it. So I think, and also what you mentioned, the fact that it's foldable.
Yeah.
Because I know personally that you can't put a sandblasting box without having a lot of space in your room. But this, you do what you have to do, fold it up and keep it in a corner or put under the bed.
Yeah.
I like it, and it, personally I think it might even have commercial value.
Oh yeah, definitely, but it needs to be like honed to a little bit more closer to perfection.
Of course.
And using like slimmer profiles and the steel. I think it was a good idea, yeah, but like just for casual sandblasting, wood will do quite fine. It won't eat through that fast. But yeah.
You also might be able to make it so it folded completely flat.
Yeah, it was.
And that, if it was made all out of plywood with the right kind of hinging design or clipping together, it would stack up where it took hardly any room.
Yeah, if we would build it again, we would definitely make like the sides square, so it would fold directly flat. And we would use a way slimmer profile. This was pretty much the cheapest per meter that we could find, and pretty much everything was the cheapest that we could find because we were really afraid of the budget. But surprise, there was no need to be afraid of the budget.
Honestly, we could have spent a few more hours in CAD and a few fewer hours actually doing it.
Yeah, but SolidWorks is SolidWorks and didn't work. But yeah, that's it. It's a box.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, so this is our project, and let's just show it. So we don't really want to talk about the project straight away, we more want to talk about how we got here and just the minds of engineers and how exactly we're perceiving the problem. And again, you understand the case was to build an innovative box, and of course, as some people will do, other students will do, they will think from it as philosophically or abstract or whatever. But we're engineers, and we're people very literal. So when we are asked for a box, what are we going to give you? Could you please show them what we will give them? We will give them a box. So, and we even put 3 letters on top so you don't make any mistakes about it. But of course, it's not just that. We're engineers. We have to think how to impress the judges, how to impress the people. And at every engineering project, there's a step which all engineers take, which is of course what? Just like the slides, it's over-engineering. So that's always a part of it. So of course, when you start to over-engineer, you're thinking about the basic stuff that could have been done. For example, how to open a box, right? Some people will use hinges, not us, not us. We think we're cool, so we of course use magnets. And you know, engineers think the same way, so other team has used magnets as well. But we also thought about how we would design it, and we were thinking about old ideas. For example, what about putting more boxes inside a box? And then it was a question about how many boxes. Well, we started doing the equations. 2 boxes is more than 1, 3 boxes is more than 2, 4 boxes is more than 3, and 5 boxes is more than 4. Well, pretty straightforward. And of course, bigger means better, so we made our box pretty big. And if you look, now we made some MATLAB code for you to show the proportion of the innovativeness of the box and the number of boxes inside the box. And as you can see, it's very proportionate. So the bigger the boxes, the more innovative it is. We just proved it. So 5 boxes is the biggest amount of innovativeness. So how about we show you how this exactly works? So let's take the lid off. We have a very cool magnet system. There you go. And let's start taking them apart from boxes. Another magnet here.
More magnets.
The next box inside the box. But that's not it. We got another one in here. So there you go, 5 boxes. Of course, it's all fun and games, but we probably have to explain what exactly is it used for. So we're engineers. We have to first build something, and then we have to find what are we going to use it for. So first we built boxes, and then we started thinking how we're going to use them. And we thought about a very simple thing. We thought about how about barbecue. So we made 2 chairs, a table, and a grill. So here you go. And of course, very simple, you can fit more stuff into this. This is our table. You can fit all your drinks here, whatever you need. But basically that's it. You can sit down here, put it all back together, and walk out of it. So that's it. That's our box. Questions?
Full marks for humor. That was and nice delivery. The whole thing. It's lovely, and it has a reasonable amount of like cleanliness in its execution. The steel frame, the way everything fit together, the kind of nesting notion. And again, it's like it's not like impressively craftsmanship, kind of thing, but it's very reasonable and acceptable. So I like it. And good job with the humor. It's great.
There's always room for over-engineering. But what is kind of interesting here that the style and the atmosphere or the feeling or the vibe, it's very kind of smooth and going, and it explains the whole thing. So actually you have also that kind of philosophical kind of tune here also. So good work, nice thing.
I'd say it's functional. You all managed to, like Mark said, make it fit into a theme, and it's nice and good presentation with the graph. And who came up with the equation for innovativeness?
It's a team solution. We're working day and night on that.
So, what about? Are you all going to use it this summer?
I hope to use it right now. Why not? Not that heavy. So the chairs, everything works. The grill probably gonna get it tested today, but yeah, we actually added, let's say, some engineering into it. There's like a tube right in the middle of it. We can probably show it somehow. Basically, it's like an air system, let's say. So we'll get
good flames.
Yeah, exactly, good flames. And then again, we were just thinking about how to make it so that it fits nicely without the need to spend too much time on disassembling. And of course, we were more worried about everything fitting together. So as you can see, for example, on this one, we really used our time to get it CNC so that the magnets just fit perfectly in, all that kind of stuff, and just making the frame here, the metal frame, so everything just fits the purpose. That was our point.
And one addition maybe for the grill, this net can be removed very easily. You can just push it to the side, so you can put inside of the grill itself the coal.
Yeah, it's not welded.
Yeah, it's just like very simple way to remove.
Yeah. Easy to clean.
Thank you.
Nice. Yep.
And we know that we will have a lot of competition, and we know our skills will not be able to compete with them. So we decided to think about just what's inside our box. And yes, we have failed in our project. We couldn't finish it. This is supposed to be an automatic bird feeder. There's supposed to be a camera sitting here and birds landing here. Okay. We would have a computer vision system that would be in here behind. It would detect what type of bird lands there, like sparrow, teeth, all kind of different birds. And it would select from the 3 different magazines, the different food types according to the bird that just landed. Right now, this magazine 2 is somewhat operational. It can dispense bird seed right now, and these 2 magazines would dispense like maggots or like dried insects and like fat, some sort of fat in the winter months. And also it would detect, for example, crows and pigeons. Most bird feeders are dominated by these 2 birds, so our feeder would deny access to the feeding system for them. And as I said, the control doesn't work, so hopefully I can do it manually. But in case one of these crows or pigeons land, you can shut it down, and there is no platform them to stay on, nor access to the feeding. And after a while it would, yes, it's very hard manually, it would reset to the origin. Okay, cable split. Sorry, we really had to rush it at the end since we have run out of time. We didn't think about every little component during the design process, and we had to come up with ideas on the spot. This was definitely our biggest mistakes. For example, there was no plan how we would use the motors, and we originally designed it to use different kinds of motors, but we couldn't purchase them in La Paranca. We could only order them online, which wouldn't arrive. This door system would have been like a sliding door. That also doesn't work because we only could get 2 operational motors, one DC motor and one huge servo, which can hold the weight of it. And I don't know why this cable broke now. Yes. Yes, the food dispensing would work by rotating this gear, and yes, now the platform is missing. Yes, twist the gear. Yes, pull it up. Yes.
We wanted to use a Raspberry Pi,
Yes.
but like I had a Pi Zero lying around, and like this is so shit that it took like 1 hour to transfer files between my computer and this, so we couldn't upload the entire code to this stupid thing.
And yes, this problem, we found it. The problem was it's running on a 32-bit operation system, and one of our libraries in our code uses 64-bit. It requires 64-bit. So this uploading process didn't work today. And other than that, the code supposed to turn this motor and this servo in case of the birds landing. Yes, it's very unfortunate. And we were very unorganized, probably.
I also like made the most, I call it the most stupid thing I've ever done here, because we are supposed to have like power move sets for the motors, but we didn't have that at JHC, so I found some relays lying around, but they weren't working with the Raspberry Pi, so I had to use transistors with smaller voltage and then up it so the relays work. So like it's like using a switch to turn on another switch to turn on a light. Like
turn on the motors.
Yeah. Like very stupid.
Yes, lacking electronic components was an issue.
Yeah.
We could have ordered it, but it didn't fit in our time frame. And yes, this is the recording. Right now it's a pigeon. Okay. It's supposed to work for the machine. It's nothing visual. It for practice. It basically checks every second or so that is there a bird, and to avoid misdetection, we need 3 consecutive identification for the bird. So right now it's 1 second, but we can lower it. So if there is a bird for 1.5 seconds, it's gonna execute whatever is required, denying access or giving food. And of course, there's a countdown that is visible with minus signs right now, which is checking to reset after, because like it's lowered, after 8 seconds it would come back. So yes.
Well, very nice. The concept is good. You know, there's I don't know, maybe there's something on the market that I haven't seen, but the idea of having a selective bird feeder is you know, so you can choose what kind of birds get fed is pretty neat. And there's another kind of thing to consider that which I've seen happen in some houses is that these bird feeders also feed the other animals like rats, and you may not want a lot of rats around your house, and so you can put that in the software as well.
Yes, right now for this prototype we have 3 kinds of birds, 2 that we don't like, sparrow, and we have a general case if it's the shape of the sparrow but not a sparrow, then it's still allowed, so small birds are allowed to feed. But yes, we thought about mammals as well, and we thought about implementing it in the north where we have the Arctic foxes, and the normal foxes are pushing them out, and we could put out feeders for the Arctic foxes that would only feed the Arctic fox and not the regular fox, to bring back their population a little bit.
Yeah, so good marks on the utility and the concept. Shows imagination and so on. The build skills You know, and we realize that 3 days is actually ridiculous to, you all deserve a hand for the time. The most important things are this exercise is getting people into the JHC, getting them, like, showing people what it's really like to have an idea and then have the thing. Sometimes it's just plain hard given time frames or what you want to do, and so I think no worries on an unfinished product. I'm glad you tried.
You are on the way to create a kind of machine that actually has markets, I would say so, because people like to feed birds and see birds and not have rats and squirrels around and all the other elements. It doesn't have to be a box, so yes. It could be a drum or whatsoever. But anyhow, just keep on pushing, and if you make that thing running, you will have a thing. You will have something to almost to do business with. If there isn't anything on the market like this, being selective feeder, so it's really a thing. Good thing. Thank you.
I like the idea and the fact that you have also thought about animals and some sort of ecological benefit in like a larger scale. But and I know that if you all had a few more days, you all would have gotten it to a more working state, at least with the software and sorted out the electronic problems what he described. But I'd say keep on working on it, and I'll see you all at JHC and take it to the next level. So, good job.
I would like to point out that on this stage it doesn't matter how it looks, and even the next stage is when you are actually testing that with animals, the looks doesn't matter. So it's almost like better that it's kind of made this way, just kind of mock-up or doing the thing that's needed. The looks will be in the next stages. So it works in a way at this stage. Thank you.
Feel free to use our taser, Jamie, to scare away the rat.
Okay, thank you for GMD, and let's give a huge round of applause for all of the participating teams. And next up, let's give the judges some time to think about the teams. Is 30 minutes enough for you guys?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the time is now 16:25. So feel free to use the toilet, walk around, stretch your legs, and be back here on these seats 16:55.
So yeah, the time is up, and the judges have made their solutions or their results. And yeah, without further ado, I think I can give the mic to the judges, and they can give out their result. I think this should work right now.
Okay, we will start with the poem.
Yeah, I got inspired by this design. I was thinking about it. And this is one of the reasons, and I think the winner sort of epitomizes the kind of depth of thought over that one could apply towards a relatively simple task. Their particular box is designed to hold contradictions. There's no top or bottom. It can be opened or closed, yet it can't. It has an inside and an outside, but it doesn't. it's both practical and useless. It has a definite purpose, but it's not clear what that is. What do you guys think?
Which says the winner is prototype.
The tape roll.
Welcome to the stage.
And can I want to, of course, the concept sort of is what's most astonishing, but the execution was excellent. You know, everything that we would look for is full marks on it. I have to say, we were talking about this earlier, though, as far as the groups and what you guys have done, and one of the things that stuck out was that the majority of these boxes were funny. And I thought that says something about entrepreneurial efforts and things like that, that ideally they would embody a sense of fun and play. And you guys all excelled in that. So thank you.
Okay, and now we have the diplomas for the winners, but actually each of the participants will get a diploma signed by Jamie. You will get it next week, so that's on the way. So here we are. Antti Husu.
Okay, so we're here with the winner of Hackathon. So, what do you think? How was it overall? How was your experience?
It was a beautiful experience, to be honest. Like, just thinking of it makes my brain hurt, kind of. We spent well over 10-12 hours in just thinking of how to even manage to create something like this, and I think it was a very rewarding process. And I learned a lot about designing stuff.
How did you come up with this idea?
Well, we thought that putting the function of a box is putting something inside it, storing something. And we thought that you can put anything in a box. And we thought that it's boring to put something in a box. So we wanted to create a box that's like, it doesn't have to be useful, but what can you do? We thought, like, what can you do with the space of a box? And yeah, it's kind of hard to explain, but yeah.
What was the hardest part in this 4 days challenge? Where you had the most challenges? What was the most challenging part?
I think the most challenging part would have been keeping motivated to actually finish the product, because of all the fine details we had to put a lot of time and effort into making everything precise and like coming up with solutions that are precise. Because, for example, the hinges because they're cloth hinges. We couldn't just use a ready-made hinge, because then it wouldn't be perfect. It wouldn't fit perfectly, and yeah, it would look kind of crude.
Well, I guess overall it was all worth it, huh?
It was worth it. It was worth it.
How was your overall experience from Hackathon?
I think this whole event was wonderfully planned, wonderfully executed, and I think just within this couple of days, the teams have put a lot of effort to actually think about the concept, the idea of a box, inside and out. And I also know that behind the scenes, the team, the members of the teams gained a lot of experience using machines at the Hyneman Center. They also gained this level of personal confidence which they can apply to future projects and even their studies. So I'd say kudos to the organizers, the team, and for more and such hackathons in the future.
You yourself are a heavy user of GHC and the machinery, and in the past few days while the teams were working, you were also there looking what were coming up. Did you have any ideas about what actually was making, or was it all like mysterious in a way, looking at behind the scenes?
So I think one of the first things I saw was right after the briefing session, so many teams just rushed into GHC and they were already planning, drawing, cutting pieces of wood, attaching them together, and I think I saw a lot of good teamwork there, like a lot of brainstorming happening, and but to be honest, I did not know what kind of surprises awaited until this moment. So
what are your overall thoughts?
Well, once again, we have seen splendid things that the teams have done, ideated, and make things come true. And one of the, I guess, the most precious things are that it is possible to have experience that people will remember probably rest of their life, compared to all the things what are happening in the university, basically where most of it will be forgotten. But these are very specific moments where students can create completely new different things and use their whole potential. So awesome, just great.
Great, thank you.
I think that the results on all of the competitors were fantastic. Everybody had fun, which is the most important part, as well as they got to try new things, learn how to use the tools, and I think this represents a really important aspect of education and entrepreneurship, because it's not just like having an idea and selling it. You know, there's the real world part of that equation. It requires that you actually get your hands dirty and learn what has to be done to make real things in a real world.
And can we expect something similar in the future, or what are the plans for these kind of challenges?
What happens in the future, I think, is up to Lutus, but certainly the JHC is there and ready to help in any way they can. This kind of partnership, as it were, with entrepreneurial efforts and a shop that can build just about anything, I think is a really powerful connection.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thanks.